You could have linked us, Xaden complained as he started pulling off his shift. And waited. Zora sat down to watch them undress, but I quickly took control and made her look away. Spoil sport, she complained. They're our mates, we should tell them everything. They deserve to know you're actually Azana. Don't start, I snapped at her. We don't know them anymore, we should get to know them first and then decide if we can trust them. You're just scared they won't accept you after everything you've done, but they will, she argued. Before I could respond, there was a light bark and I let her have control again. When she looked up, we saw all three massive black Lycans standing a few feet away. Zora's heart started racing with desire as she shot forward and began to rub all over her mates who copied her actions, though when one of the men, I don't know which, sniffed her bottom like Scout had done, she once more shut it down and bit his ear. He yelped and jumped back, shaking his head, but Scout gave a half-growl, half-laughing sound. Before nudging Zora to follow him, he shot off, and Zora quickly chased after him. I actually found myself enjoying the run. It was nice to have the wind on our face, and this was the first time Zora had ever been allowed to run at top speed, though I could feel the sour note in her mood when she realized the triplets were faster than she was. I'm sure Zora would have loved to run all day, but it started raining, and she hated being wet, so she just turned and returned to the spot we'd left our clothing, and the triplets followed after us, probably confused by her sudden shift of mood. If Zora ever got too snappy with Emery, he'd tie her down and use a high-powered water hose to punish her, which would result in her losing fur and occasionally skin, and ever since then, water was a no-go for her. Once I was dressed, I didn't wait for the triplets, and just ran from the woods, and didn't stop until I was under cover. Zon! Toby called out as he ran after us, still pulling on his shirt. What's wrong? I don't like being caught in the rain, I admitted. I want to go inside. Okay, he said, as his brothers came running after us, both pulling on their clothing too. Let's go back. We returned to the suite and I quickly went to the balcony off the living room, following Emmett's scent. He was leaning over the railing looking out. Hey! He greeted me and smiled broadly, though it faltered when the triplets came outside too. Where did you go? I went with Toby to see mermaids. I gushed as I grabbed the sleeve of his shirt. Over there in the woods. I pointed towards the woods. Really? He said eagerly. That's so cool. But then he turned to my mates who were looking at him angrily. You should watch it, Emery's been after mermaids for years. If he finds out you have some, he'll try to take them. Thank you for the information, Xaden said with politeness. We'll ensure their protection. Emmett then turned back to me, frowning. I can't believe you willingly ventured into the woods, he remarked. Especially while it's raining. Are you okay? The triplets looked concerned and I glared at my best friend. Big brothers. A little girl's voice called out. Oh great, she's back from grandmother's, Christian groaned as he turned towards the suite again. Zon, come meet May, Xaden said eagerly. Who? I inquired as I followed them inside with Emmett. As we entered, I spotted a little brunette girl rushing over to hug Toby, just as the queen and another pretty brunette followed her into the room. Hey, how's my favorite princess? Toby asked, lifting her up and spinning her around, eliciting a fit of giggles from her. Is that her? The little girl wiggled free and dashed toward me. Big sister, she exclaimed, slamming into me and wrapping her arms around my waist. Xaden laughed as he pulled her away. May, let go of her, he commanded playfully. You need to introduce yourself first. Hello Luna, she curtsied. I'm Princess Maeve, but everyone calls me May. I have always wanted a sister. Emmett laughed and I glared at him. Who's this man? May looked at him. He's handsome. Emmett laughed again and reached out his hand. Hello. I'm Emmett. I'm Princess May. May shook his hand before turning back to me. Will you come play in my room? May let her get to know you first, Xaden ordered as he scooped her up. They all seemed so cute with her. Our mates are going to be adorable with our children, Zora commented, and the smile was wiped from my face. Zon, this is Harper, Christian introduced the other girl. She's May's nanny. Hello, Zon, Harper smiled at me. Luna, Toby corrected her with his usual friendly tone. It's Luna Zon. Harper appeared slightly offended but managed to conceal her emotions. Of course. I apologize, it's just such a surprise that Alpha Kit and the others have found a mate, she remarked, casually placing her hand on Christian's arm, prompting me to shoot a glare in their direction, and Zora to start growling furiously. Christian, noticing my reaction, promptly moved away from her. Hey, give me my little angel. It's my turn for a cuddle, he said to Xaden, as he took his little sister in his arms, though I suspected this was also his way of creating distance from Harper. Was there something more between them? He had claimed to be a virgin, but now I wondered if that was the truth. A loud crash of thunder erupted behind me, startling me into a scream, and I threw up my hands, causing the nearest vase to explode. Everyone jumped in fright and turned to look at me, everyone except for Emmett, who instantly pulled me into a comforting embrace. Easy now. Don't panic, he murmured as I trembled. She didn't mean to. She can't control her powers when she's scared. What's wrong? Xaden approached, gently pressing his hand on my back. Which shocked me. How was he not afraid that he'd just seen me blow something up? She's shaking. It's just thunder, it's all right. She's not great in storms, Emmett confessed, but I quickly stepped back, feigning composure and attempting a smile. I'm sorry, I said hurriedly. I'm fine, truly, just startled. I'll fix the vase. You don't have to do that, dear, the Queen said quickly. We have hundreds. I nodded. Okay. If you could excuse me for a moment, I need to use the restroom. Before anyone could respond, I dashed away, heading straight to my room. Embarrassment flooded me at having shown vulnerability in front of them. I washed my face in the bathroom, but upon returning to my bedroom, I found the triplets lounging around. What are you doing in here? I inquired. We wanted to check on you, Toby replied, reclining comfortably on my bed. I'm fine, I lied with a convincing smile as I sat down. Your sister's adorable. I hope I didn't upset her. She's fine. Toby sat up. She's just worried you were upset. That's good, I smiled. Well, like I said. I'm Finn, you can go now. We know you're lying. Xaden moved over next to me. Why don't you like storms? No reason, I just don't. I lied again. Zon, you can talk to us, Christian told me. What's wrong? Tell them. Zora demanded. I inhaled deeply and gazed out at the balcony doors, immersing myself in the memories. We were in a pack near the ocean. It was one of the first times Emery let me out since getting his hands on me. There were reports that a storm was coming in, but he didn't care. He'd heard rumors that a young boy in the pack had powers, and so he took him. I admitted, my voice shaking slightly at the memory. He was only 10 years old. The rumors, as it turns out, were wrong. He wasn't gifted. I paused, hesitating and desperately trying to suppress my tears. Zon. Xaden prompted gently. I steadied myself with another breath, then spoke up. He ordered me to kill him. I told them, and they froze for a moment. I refused. I was just 12 at the time, so Emery had his men chain me to the ground. He cut off the boy's hands and his feet and he left him there to die. He made me watch. The storm hit while he was dying. I paused as the tears finally fell down my cheeks. The only sounds I heard all night were the thunder and rain and his screaming. When Emery came out in the morning, the boy was dead. I stopped talking and looked back at the balcony again, just watching the rain cascading down, like the tears that I was brushing away. Before I could realize what was happening, Xaden shifted and pulled me into his arms. He locked his arms around my shaking body and held me. Nothing like that will ever happen to you again, he whispered against my hair. Christian and Toby also came over and they engulfed me in a warm hug. I couldn't believe how safe I felt sandwiched between them all and just closed my eyes as more tears came. What was wrong with me? I never cried like this. I never let anyone see me cry when I did, but here I was, crying like a baby in front of these men I barely knew anymore, and was feeling extremely safe and protected.